All right, boys, man. Welcome back to another YouTube video. 9 times out of 10, gang, you probably clicked on this video because you're like, I'm not where I want to be in life right now. Now, if you really watched the previous video, I told you guys I recently deactivated my Instagram because I realized, like, me watching other people, it makes me compare myself to others, bro. I'm about to even stop following certain people, bro, because it bothers me, bro. And you're probably like me. You're probably very ambitious. You're trying to get somewhere. But guess what? You can't help but to stop comparing yourself to others. And that's the issue that we have in 2025. And I understand, like, we want things instantly and we want to make things happen now. But sometimes, gang, we got to stick with the plan, bro. We can't stick to the mood. We got to stick to the plan. You get what I'm saying? We have to remember to constantly visualize ourselves for where we want to be. And that's the answer. We got to start having God a part of our plan. It might not be your time right now, gang. You got to understand that sometimes the time ain't right, bro. Even though you might be putting your all, you might be putting your everything. But guess what that does, bro? Sometimes that shit can make you desperate, bro. You feel me? You want that money. You want that fast car. You want that fat ass crib. Like, I feel you, gang. You want to be able to travel. You want time freedom, location freedom. You want online income and all these things, but sometimes it's not your time. You want to know why, bro? Because how about if God gave you the money now? You would 9 times out of 10 probably fuck it up. That's why you don't have it right now. Because you would probably fuck it up. And I'm not trying to install no belief systems in nobody. But you never know. It could be a blessing. You feel me? Sometimes this is not your time, bro. You never know. You might get the money, you feel me? You might have a target on your back because you got the money. Because you know sometimes when you get money, you might be a target to certain people. Whether it's women, you know, people be jealous, people be hating. You never know. Sometimes you don't know the reason. It could be for a bigger case. Sometimes you need to learn. Sometimes you need to understand. Sometimes you need more experience. But I promise you, gang, if you stay consistent, you basically become undeniable. I promise when you're undeniable, you have no choice but to get it. I promise. Stop trying to make shit look like gold, bro. Stop trying to paint shit. Once you stop actually trying to paint it, that's, you feel me? That's when you get it. And what I mean by that is you trying to rush the process. That's the issue, bro. You rushing the process to make this online income, make this business, but the business model is shitty, bro. So you're trying to paint it into gold to make it look like something from what it's not. You don't know enough about it. You don't know enough about the business model. You don't know enough. Because if you did, you would have already been had what you wanted. But guess what, bro? That tells me something. That tells me that you don't know enough. That's why you don't have it yet. It could be a bigger cause than you think, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Like, do you understand, bro? I'm going to give you an example. I heard my guy True Kim say this. But it's a guy named Rakai. Rakai is like 16. The kid is a streamer. He has a Rolls Royce. He going crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That was what's up, bro. I got inspired. Nigga had a Rolls Royce. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, that's what's up, bro. That's how I'm trying to get. Or you see a nigga like Quan. Quan my age, bro. I mean, he 20-something. I'm a little younger than him, but you feel me? I'm 19. But I see that, and do you compare? Like, I just seen him driving a Rolls Royce. But you gotta understand, bro, these people are anomalies, bro. And I totally agree with you, Cam, when he said, instead of trying to compare yourself to people that's like basically the same age, like around you, same age group, compare yourself to them 40, 50-year-olds. Compare yourself to them that became millionaires. If you're 9 times out of 10 in your 20s or in your teens and you're seeing these kind of videos, bro, you're going to be well off, bro. If you did genuinely, because if I had to go back and tell my 16-year-old self something that was in the business and, or even my 17-year-old self, like after my little situation that I hated the most, what I would tell myself is, gang, the best time to lock in is now. You lock in now on one thing that you want to do. You buy mentorship. They do exactly what they tell you to do. And visualize yourself on where you want to be. Just make sure you have God a part of the plan. Stay consistent. By the age, you don't set a time limit too. But if you really locked in for that 3 to 5 years, you could be 21 and 22 with the thing that you wanted. Give yourself a 5-year plan, bro. Listen, those are anomalies, bro. I'm not saying that you can't do it. Of course, beat the fucking odds, of course. But if you realize, like, damn, I don't got enough willpower. I don't got enough pain and suffering in me to make that happen. Because 9 times out of 10, anybody that's anomaly, 9 times out of 10, they're very hungry. They're striving. They're uncomfortable. See, if something happened to Rakai's mom, you feel me? That was tragic. His mom was in the hospital. He was trying to make her proud, trying to make her happy. He felt a certain way, kind of way. And that's why Rakai went crazy and blew up. See, sometimes the issue is we all don't go through nothing. We don't go through enough. Because I realized the more pain and suffering and unhappy and trauma kind of moments, those are the moments that's what makes us successful. That's what makes us break through. We have to start embracing our struggles. Those are anomalies, and that's okay. That don't mean that you can't make it happen. But remember, you're trying to make shit look like gold. You're trying to rush the process. Listen, your business model 9 times out of 10 shit, including mine, including this YouTube one, right? But once we realize on how to get better and what to improve on and pay attention, we can always improve. We can always get better. That's what we need to be aiming for. Getting better at what we do. And sometimes that fast growth ain't even all that. You feel me? Like I told you, an example. Think about the backpack kid, what Cam was saying. The backpack kid, for example, he blew up quick. The backpack kid that did that little floss dance. The backpack kid, he blew up. And he fell right off. Like I said, I'm with Cam. I'm not trying to tell him. I don't want him to catch a stray for no reason. But sometimes that fast shit ain't even worth it, bro. Sometimes that fast money ain't even it, bro. You making that fast money, but guess what? You're going to lose it because you don't know how to respect it. Okay, how about you did get $1 million? If you made $1 million a year, or if you made even $1 million a month, you would probably 9 times out of 10 won't respect money. If you went from making $13 an hour to $1 million a month, bro, you're going to blow your money. Literally, you're going to blow it. For one, first off, you're not in the wealth consciousness for one. If you still see yourself as making $13 an hour, bro, you're going to go back to that old program. If that's how you see yourself, even if you somehow had $1 million, the mind says, oh, wait, that doesn't match us. Because then again, we have to go back, right, to the mirror effect. You cannot outperform the mirror. You cannot outperform it. So then again, even if you did somehow outperform it on accident, you're still going to lose it for one. First off, that's the first thing. But you were not going to respect money anyways. Bro, I ran up so much money in 2020 off the scams and all that, going crazy and ballistics, making $1,000, $2,000 a day. I had that going on for 3 months. Bro, I straight up blew my I was blowing money on designer, clothes, shoes, Ubers, all these different things, bro. Paranoid of the cops. Just do it right the first time, first things first. But look what that did. It didn't do me no good. I didn't respect money. So what happened? My mom closed my credit card and, and I'm like 14, 15. You feel me? I got my car closed because I didn't respect the money. So even though my car got closed, but what really happened was, first off, I was not aligned no more, right? I lost that identity that made $1,000 a day. I had the identity, but guess what? I can't outperform the mirror. I still saw myself as a person that had no money. So guess what? You're going to do whatever you can to lose it all. So you got to respect it. You got to respect what you got going on. And some of these teens that you see that's getting money at a young age, bro, how you know if they ain't going to fall off in the next 5, 10 years? And you going to be on. You was complaining, you finna have a breakthrough. And by the time you had that breakthrough, all them people that you saw that was up, they fall off. I know we seen it before. Because, bro, you gotta wait your time, gang. Everybody time ain't tomorrow, bro. That's why I deleted social media, bro, because I'm like, bro, I don't want to see what everybody else is doing. I don't. I mean, I have it, of course, every here and there, but you talking about as far as seeing what everybody else is doing? No, because I'm gonna feel like I ain't doing enough. And that's your issue, bro. You comparing yourself to others. I'm comparing myself to others. And that's what fucks it up, bro. Because you're not focusing on your own journey. You want to run it up quick. But you never know. God can really be protecting you, bro. Your time ain't coming. Your time ain't yet. Everybody has a book. And you gotta wait. You gotta flip to where it gets good. That's what Quan said. It might be early in the chapter. It might be later. But guess what? When you get there, though, it's gonna be all worth it. It took Due Dennis 5 years to get to where he at. Kai Cenat, 5 years. Some people ain't like that, bro. Kai Cenat's an anomaly, bro. But I'm not saying you can't be an anomaly. But if you put the 5 years ahead, let's say you're 20 years old and you lock in for 5 years on a specific thing, you visualize yourself, you buy mentorship, you go all in on what you're doing, bro, you're going to succeed within the next 5 years. Or even if it take you 10 years, but stop putting the time on it. See, I have a question to y'all, bro. What happened to us enjoying the process? Why don't we enjoy the process no more? You feel me? We don't even enjoy the process anymore. When you really enjoy the process, that's where the happiness and that's where the purposefulness come from. You have to enjoy the process now. And when you enjoy it and you love what you do, that's actually how you achieve success. I've been doing YouTube for like 5 years, bro. I learned a lot within these next 5 years. And sometimes I was being ignorant, just trying not to do it the right way. Uploading shit videos. Videos probably still shit anyways, but it's better than when I first started. So my thing is to y'all is like, you gotta enjoy the process. Cause if you just worried about the money and then once you get the money, it's like it's not gonna mean much to you because you didn't enjoy the process. You might not even start another business because you didn't enjoy it. But once you raise your consciousness, you see yourself where you want to be. You're praying to God every single day. You're putting in 2 hours of deep work a day, for example. You're working 10 hours a week. And you did mostly alignment, and then you get there and you enjoyed it. You focused on what you had going on right now. You started meeting girls on your come up. You started meeting friends on your come up. Those gonna be the same friends that's with you when you up there, because you met people on your come up. You enjoyed the process. You feel me? That's actually how it works, bro. So stop trying to go all in. I mean, only go all in if it's really mandatory and you're in a fucked up position. I gotta tell y'all a story. Last year, looking back, I didn't know it was such a dark time. But man, I was stuck at $13 an hour. And what happened was, it's like, I hated the job. You feel me? I'm getting into my manager every day. You feel me? You know, he talking shit. You know, I'm ready to fight every single day at work. But once I started to raise my consciousness and saw the way I saw myself, I raised my self-worth. You feel me? Once I raised my self-worth and saw myself on where I wanted to be, I still haven't got there yet. I'm still visualizing myself as a millionaire currently. But when I did that, immediately, I started working 2 jobs because I couldn't get a second job at all. I was in debt a couple of thousands of dollars, like $3,000. I was trying to get a second job for 3 months. I couldn't get one. But the minute I started working spiritually and stopped working 80 hours a week, I started working less. I went from 80 hours a week to working less. Fucking think about that, bro. 80 hours a week to working like 30 hours a week. And I put most of that time towards visualization. That's when Jets called me and I got my second job. Once I got my second job at Jets, bro, then I'm working 60 hours. But guess what? I started visualizing some more. And then I got my CDL. And then that's what led me to, 80 to 100K basically a year. And now I basically do the same amount of hours, like 50, 60. And now I'm on visualization. And now I'm still getting to the next level. Now I'm on Forex, stocks, all that kind of stuff right now. And I'm trying to get that off the ground, you feel me? And I caught a couple of plays. I made a couple of grands. But that's where I'm at right now. And I achieved all that within the same year. And now I'm ahead of most 19-year-olds because now I'm a 19-year-old that at least makes $100,000 a year. Now I'm getting to the next level. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I got new stuff coming on, new whips, cribs, credit cards. I'm understanding credit. I'm learning shit, bro. But you got to focus on your own journey. And that's the issue, bro. So sometimes if you're in a very dark spot and if you're actually extremely uncomfortable, then go extreme, of course. But if you're realizing like, okay, I got a little comfortable. I'm a little comfortable right here. Just put in the bare minimum and visualize yourself on where you want to be. And do what you got to do to get to the next level. Still be uncomfortable. I'm not saying be comfortable, but be uncomfortable. And then when you're motivated, go hard. Go hard again. And then when you're not motivated, just do the bare minimum of what you had to do and stay disciplined on that track record. I hope you really understand what I'm saying. I can go more in depth on this if you don't know, but hopefully this makes sense on like what I'm trying to tell you. You feel me? The point of me saying that is because eventually you're going to reach to a point where you're kind of comfortable. So what I'm saying is just if you're extremely uncomfortable, go extreme on the thing that you want. But like, let's say like you starting to get comfortable with the money you making. Like I got a little comfortable making 80 to 100 grand a year. I got a little comfortable doing that. I ain't gonna lie. So what I need to do is I'm still make a little room for my uncomfortability. It's almost like the gym, bro. You want to lift the weight where it's just a little bit uncomfortable. and then gradually get your way up there. You get stronger and stronger, if you get what I'm saying. So I go where it's a little uncomfortable because I'm still a little comfortable, so I do a little uncomfortable and gradually get my way up there. But I visualize on where I want to go instead of burning myself out, because I notice every time I burn myself out, I don't get nowhere. I never get nowhere the more work I put in. Never. Because, bro, until you realize that you cannot outperform yourself, that's where you will get what you want. Once you really put more time into the visualization, that's actually how you get what you want. Again, let's just stop trying to outperform ourselves in the first place. What are we doing? Why are you trying to outperform yourself? Because you got to be aligned. You cannot outperform the shadow. You cannot outperform the mirror. Sometimes y'all need to be asking yourself these kind of questions. Why are we trying to outperform ourselves? Again, like I said, I don't mean to unmotivate y'all. Again, like I told you, there are anomalies. We're going to still try our best to be an anomaly. And bro, technically, if you became a millionaire in your 20s, you're still an anomaly. You just didn't get it at 16, or you didn't get that shit at 22, 23. But bro, you could still live a good life. Like, I'm technically living a good life. Technically, if you really like look at me, bro, you feel me? I got a 2025 car, you feel me? I got stuff, you feel me? So it's like I still live good, but I want to be better, and we're gonna always strive for more. You feel me? How can a man literally go from $13 an hour to like $100,000 a year? I was making $10,000 a year last year, and now I'm making $100,000. How? Because, bro, you got to see yourself the way you want to see yourself. You feel me? Or even if it's not 100, it's still 80. Okay, fine, 80 grand, cool. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. You still don't got a bunch of night shows making that much. But guess what? Like I told you, but if you apply yourself and you're extremely uncomfortable, that's what I did to get to the next level. But now I'm a little more comfortable, so it's a little harder for me to make that jump. But we still gonna get there. But we gotta start having patience, man. We gotta stop trying to rush the process. You feel me? I'm just saying that because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to lie to you guys. I genuinely want to be honest with you guys. If you're really uncomfortable, go extreme, and you still get to the next level. But if you're like a little comfortable, but you still want what you want, just live where it's just a little uncomfortable. It don't take much to get ahead of this economy, bro. It fucking doesn't. Of course, gang, it don't take much, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. It doesn't. You feel me? It don't take much to get ahead, gang. I promise you. Like, you just have to live where it's uncomfortable, and you'll be right up there. A lot of the economy is distracted, bro. You're literally here for a reason. You're watching these kind of videos. God gave you an image in your head. And if you don't act on it, God will give that image to somebody else. And the person who act on it is the person that get it. So all this complaining and all that, bro, focus on your own journey, bro. Stop looking what other people are doing. Lift your own weights. Stay in your own lane. Stay in the gym. Stay focused. And everything will come together. Everything will align. Everything will work out. But guess what, bro? That shit starts off with you. That belief system, it starts off with you. And once you realize that it's not a rush, and you take your time, you do it the right way, instead of doing it the wrong way, that's when you'll get it, bro. I already told y'all that example on, you feel me, the gym, right? The steroid thing, you feel me? That's what I'm trying to tell you. The people that's like on steroids and shit like that, you better off just working out, doing it the right way, getting protein, doing it the right way, instead of taking steroids, because guess what? You're working harder. Or you're better off just doing the work that you need to do at work instead of hiding from the boss. Because guess what? Now you put in more stress. You're worried about what the boss is doing. And at the end of the day, you still got to do the work because you're going to get in trouble. So it's like, just do it the right way the first time so you don't have to go back. Same with repeating high school on a grade. Let's say you failed junior year. Instead of just putting in the work and doing what you had to do, guess what? You repeated the grade, you failed, and then guess what? You have to do it again. What's the point? At the end of the day, you're working harder if you don't just do what you need to do. Just do whatever they ask you to do and then do it right. Just do it right the first time so you don't got to do it again. That's all I got to say. Do it right the first time so you don't got to do it again. Come on now. You can't tell me I'm not speaking facts here, gang. I'm trying to tell you. Do it right the first time. You don't have to do it over again. So understand, bro, these people are anomalies, but you can be one too. You can beat the fucking odds. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, for real. And just keep seeing your vision of how you want to see yourself. Keep visualizing yourself on where you want to be. Keep on seeing yourself like that. And I promise you, you'll get there. Just be undeniable, bro. Do the work to the point where you have no choice but to get to what you want. You have no choice because you saw yourself already with it. Just do what you got to do, bro, so you can do what you want to do. That's a Denzel Washington quote. Once you do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do, you basically could do what you want to do. You feel me? Because, like I said, you see yourself already with that thing. Just keep seeing your vision. Listen, this world is not real, bro. The real you is in the inside. You feel me? The real you is God. You feel me? I'm not saying you are God. I'm just saying, like, well, technically I am saying you are God, technically, in a sense. But I'm saying, because we're all one. We're all connected. You heard that quote. We're all one. It's like water, bro. We're all one. I understand that. But even if you don't believe in that, even if it's prayer, have so much. That's why God always tell you, have faith in him. If you just continue to have faith, you continue to just keep doing what you got to do, even if it's suffering and pain. But when you get it, the whole thing is going to be worth it, bro. But we got to start having patience. It took Napoleon Hill 20 years before he became a millionaire. 20 years. Now, that was back then. Now, obviously, the time sped up. It shouldn't take nobody 20 years to become a millionaire nowadays. It should take you realistically about, like, maybe 10 years at the most if you're, like, if you're just doing something not right. If it take you 10 years, bro, you're not doing something right, bro. But, like, if you're actually doing that right, actionable steps, realistically, it should take about 2 to 5 years. But remember I told you, everybody got their own pace, bro. Like, you got to go at your own pace. So focus on your grind. Focus on your lane. Keep seeing the vision on where you see yourself and keep taking the actionable steps, and you'll get there. Because guess what? The time gonna go by anyway. That 5 years gonna go by anyway. That 10 years gonna go by anyway. And guess what? You're gonna be in that same position saying, damn, I wish I acted on this 5 years ago. Because I know we all have thoughts like that, right? Where we like, damn, I should have did this 5 years ago. Or damn, I should have did this 3 years ago. Time doesn't wait for nobody. So we either take advantage of the time so we can be where we want to be. Because time ain't stopping for nobody. The world is not stopping for you, bro. The world's going to keep on spinning. So you might as well just wait your turn and keep on going till you get to where you want to get to. And it'll all be worth it for a generation's worth of a lifetime. Anyways, if you watched to the end, let me know what y'all think down in the comments down below. I know this was a long video. Yeah, bro. I just want to focus on like the certain kind of stuff I say and the quality kind of stuff. Because I be coming with some heat, bro. I be learning so much new stuff. So let me know what y'all think down in the comments down below. I'm going to catch y'all next video. All right, y'all. Peace.